as some of you guys may know, my drift car here, my S14, has a VVTi 1JZ. This motor is currently on pump gas. It's making about 350 horsepower depending on the weather, but I'm limited currently on the fuel. Pump gas, you can make power on it, but it's not very safe. So I need to get my car an E85. And to do that, I have this Link ethanol content sensor. It's a little sensor that is going to go in my fuel line, and it's going to measure the amount of ethanol in my fuel so my car can be retuned on race gas and make hopefully around 400 to 500 horsepower. So like an extra 200 horsepower just from changing the fuel. Probably not gonna start though. Yep, I don't hear anything in the lines. Should be good. So the way that this fuel sensor works, it has these two little barbs, and it's going to go in line on my fuel line after the injectors, so I don't decrease injector PSI. See if there's any fuel. Oh. Just a little bit of fuel all over my hands. Ooh, smells like a lawnmower. So the Link kit comes with these two AN fittings, and it's gonna be really nice if these are the same. Oh, it looks like they are. Oh, let's go. That's so nice. It just threads right on like that. All right, that was actually very easy. I got the fuel cleaned up that I had spilled, but these locking fittings just press on, and it's in line with the fuel pressure regulator now. All right, guys, this is a pretty horrific scene, but I have to be at the dyno in about 8 hours. I have my E85, but the car is completely taken apart. I was changing the wastegate spring, and I broke the wastegate the night before the dyno session. So talking to my tuner, he says just bring the car anyways. We're gonna try and sort it out at the shop. But yeah, this really sucks. Wastegate is completely broken. I don't know if you guys can see it up there, but yep, it's in 2 pieces. And here's my dump tube. We're just gonna figure it out, I guess. All right, so we're at the dyno right now, and I'm changing out my wastegate completely because mine was not salvageable, but we're at Real Street and they had one in stock, so I'm throwing it in the parking lot.
We went ahead, we fixed the wastegate on the hot manifold, and we found that my injectors were not compatible with my ECU. So we also had to go ahead and change out the injectors in the parking lot for some new ID 1050s.
You're good. Making 350 on pump gas. All right, we just put it on E85. We're gonna make the first E85 pull. We're at about 72% ethanol, which is not 85, but it's close enough. $370. 50 horsepower. It's not gonna be a big difference. That 50 more horsepower would have just made more heat than anything. It's spinning. Straight spinning. Oh man, this thing is quick. It spins. The 240 just made it back from the dyno up at Real Street, and it did very good. But I am out of gas now. I don't have any more ethanol with me, and it just made it back from a half-hour drive, so I need to go fill up for my first time on ethanol. 450 is not really pushing it, but it's in a very safe place for the setup I have. The 1JZ long block technically can handle up to 600 horsepower, but I have a relatively small turbo for the power I was hoping for. I was shooting for 500 horsepower. I have the fuel system for it, and I have the ECU for it, and the trans. Everything can handle it, but the turbo back housing was a little bit too small for making that power. Now, it's good for drifting because it'll not be laggy and it'll go right back to peak boost fast for when you need it in drifting. But for making high horsepower, it's a little small. We were building too much back pressure, and we could have turned up the boost controller to make 500, but it would have been creating a lot of heat at that point because it's trying to compress exhaust gas too hard. So we decided that 450 was a good place to leave it. This thing was bone dry, but we should have better ethanol content now because at the dyno it was mixed with like maybe a gallon or two of 93 pump gas and 5.5 gallons of E85. Now it's just gonna be straight E85. So it'll be on the highest map possible. That pump is ripping. I haven't done a pull in first yet. I wonder if it even like is useful. I wonder if first is just spin city or if it's like not enough load to make it boost. Yeah, everything is vibrating right now though. That's annoying. This car is very noisy. I need to improve my interior so it's not so noisy. Definitely one of my tools flying off the car that I forgot in the engine bay or something. sound deadening. Ah!
What happened with your fan?
I got in the car and they were working fine last night. Why are you pushing me?
Because I need to get comfy.
They were working fine last night, and I got in the car and I turned them on at the red light, like so it doesn't get hot. And they turned on, and I felt the RPM drop because of the like electrical load. And then the RPM went back up, and then it turned on again.
Whose was in here?
My dad. My dad was the last person to ride there, and the fans just kept turning on and off and making the engine idle weird, and one of the plugs was coming loose.
Bruh. Alright.
It's a cold one. We're gonna have no traction.
I like that.
We're gonna have more since you're in here. We got a ballast.
Big boy. Mass moves mass.
Mass moves mass. When I'm in here by myself, there's no traction.
That's why the juke got you at every stoplight.
Actually.
But it's so crazy going into like a really low car
After riding in
the forerunner. And like every time I look out on Facebook Marketplace for fucking a Mark III Supra, like I'm thinking how low that is to the ground. Boy!
It's definitely grippier.
Dude, he slammed on his brakes.
Well, we gotta heat up the tires regardless. So
Alright, fuck.
take some photos. We were looking for a drift spot, but there's literally a cop pulling someone over right next to it. There's, you know what I always say, if there's an oil puddle underneath the car when you leave, that was there before you got here.
Was there one? You didn't check? You should have checked.
No. None of my business. If it is, it was there before we got there.
Facts.
click third